Ugh. Right. What day is it? Wodenstag! Glorious. Let's get chi throwing. Oh, chi throwing, chi throwing, chi throwing. Right, here we go. Painting goo 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 goo. Painting goo 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 goo. Painting goo 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 goo. It's painting goo goo goo. Let's fucking go. Painting goo. What will we go on painting goo? Nobody knew what we go. Except the hat. Painting goo. Painting goo. I need a sip. Oh, fuck. Painting goo 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 goo. Painting goo 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 goo. Oh, my spine knows its timer. Painting goo 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 goo. Painting goo. It's painting goo. What will we goo? Nobody knew what we goo. Except the hat. The hat knows. Painting goo. Painting goo. Painting goo. Oh, glorious agua. Ugh. Alright, you mischievous ritter monkey. Let's bring it home. Remind the people of beauty and honor. Painting goo. 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 Painting goo. Painting goo 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 goo. Painting goo goo goo. It's painting feckin' goo. Let's painting goo. Painting goo. Painting goo. Painting goo. Painting goo. Painting goo. Goo goo goo. Goo 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 goo. I'm gonna need more agua. I'm not a singer. I'm a painter. Somebody make me an intro. Painting goo. Painting goo. Painting goo. Right, you know the drill. If you have any honor in your filthy mortal share, you will pay the monkey. For I do not. I don't pay him. I never pay the monkey. People pay me, and sometimes I decide repeatedly not to destroy the monkey. Excuse me, whilst I descend into proper painting posture. Ah, the stool was smooth today. That was swift, clean. It slid like a smooth sear on a glacier. It's glorious. My descension today was peaceful and void of friction. Perhaps that is the energy for the rest of the day. God willing, for I am tired. My mood is better than it was yestertag. Today, I have more energy, and I am willing to endure the stupidity of the people on this fine Wodenstag. Yesterday, I was sick of the stupidity of the people. Today, I will PEINTEINGU. We return to Andoran, where a chemical reek in a local village has resulted in a giant anaconda wreaking havoc. And of course, the only solution was to call in Thomas the Tank Engine, colloquially known as Thomas Tanker, fully equipped with anaconda cannons. Anti-anaconda cannons. Just roars right off the tongue. Right, where are my tunas? This one. I hate it when it's halfway through. It's fucking so annoying. Right, today I will not allow things to vex me. Good fucking rock. Yes, I know. Between the monkey and heaven and being stricken out and occasionally the female being a female. Rife as a mortar, it seems. Well, half mortar. Rife as a demigod. Is not all it's cracked up to be. Yes, I have retained my godlike abilities. But when your godlike abilities are painting random shit on the internet like an absolute legend, sometimes I pine for heat beam eyebrow abilities and the ability to fly around and annihilate my enemies at my will. The nostalgia of being a divine entity. It was glorious! But we're here now, in Earthrealm, and I have shit to paint. So, I place my royal rag upon my demi-divine knee in preparation for the goo. And then, I get my bitches wet, for we must paint! She's dry and stiff. Shit. No matter. I was going to use this bitch anyway. Fuck you. Painting goo goo goo. Paint. Always keep your bitches nice and clean. Get them wet, beat them, and use a rag to clean up the mess. Because nobody likes a stiff, dry bitch. Get your parrot and prepare it with some goo. Excuse me, Mike. Painting goo, goo, goo. Some white. The best color. The father of all color. White. What came first, black or white? Probably black. Some black. So the white isn't ornery. Okay. I feel like sticking some cannons on Thomas here. And also, I must do his face. Ah, Pruno-sama! Blue came first in my opinion. Blue. Because of the oceans of the deep. Was it technically blue? Yeah, but water's not blue. What was blue? The blue people? Believe in that Avatar shit? I always thought it was hilarious how Oscailga, black people, is called Dini Gorma, which means blue people. I always thought that was hilarious. It's like, that nigga's so black he blue. Oh, fuck. Right. I could probably just do it grey for the moment. Stop squeaking, Mike, or I will whip you. You brack fuck. Painting goo goo. Where's my tiny mister? I need to squirt. Painting goo goo. The goo must flow. Let's make some grey. Painting goo goo. Goo 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 goo. Painting goo 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 goo. Goo 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 goo. Right. Oh! Banana. And honey. Glorious. Painting goo goo. Goo 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 goo. Goo 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 goo. Painting goo goo. Goo 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 goo. More squirting on the parrot. The parrot does not mind being squirted on. Subaru-sama! Reminding the people to like or share and subscribe or you have no honor! And to pay for painting you. Glorious. Brother Garros, the Canadian's doing your job again. What is wrong with you? Get out of that corner and do your job, Garros. Remind the people to like and subscribe to Paintingu, or I will fling my giant tiger at you. I shall remove his bucket and sunglasses and fling him violently in your general direction. And you will regret it. And the monkey will be playing piano the whole time. And the people with honor will be tipping the monkey as he is praying while my ferocious tiger tears you apart. Right? Let it be known that I am a merciful demigod, but I don't take any shit from filthy mortals. Painting goo goo. Goo 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 goo. Painting goo goo. As I give this train a face, we shall ponder upon various painting goo dilemmas. How does one create consistently content for a phraser of the day? Recently I have been pondering this. In private, I was experimenting. And the phrase that came to mind was never walk your noodle. Something, something, something. We must use Japu speak as a foundation for the phrasu of the day. It would be hilarious, but it's not easy to create random phrases. They must be funny, Relevant. Try and say relevant 5 times quickly in Japu. Good fucking rock. I need more grey. That's too grey. Need more white. Still too grey. Out of the blue, there's gravy somewhere there. Came out of the blue. Does not just mean it comes from the ocean. Out of the blue. But like, I wouldn't be surprised if like the oceans and the sea is like in some ways the origin of life. Because like a lot of what we were told, there's like, you know, there's like blatant propaganda and lies, and then there's like truths woven into it all. And like, didn't they say that like after rapid heating and cooling and all, and then life began to start as like bacteria, which then became multi-celled organisms, which then became typically amphibious shit, or not amphibious shit, like, you know, like sea life was like one of the first forms or something. I remember that being a thing, because then like the tadpole becomes the fucking fish, then becomes the amphibian, then becomes the mammal. Just the fact that like when you become aware of the fact that there's so many different, not just interpretations, but claimed like myths and legends and stuff to be like, well, our people believe this is how life began and shit. Like, and a lot of it is just, like, to me, like I don't necessarily subscribe to the whole caveman thing, but like I think a lot of archaeology is just like everything else. These days it's like corrupt as fuck, and we've been lied to about a lot of shit. And sure, you can make the argument that a lot of the stuff we've been lied to about was for, in quotes, our own good. But like, the idea of your fellow man being the arbiter of like shit that is that important to the rest of us, like, do you know what I mean? You easily argue it's like faggots just playing God. But then they argue over God as well, like, so. Anyway, it's annoying because like I love myths and legends and learning about everybody's like different viewpoint and perception and why they have it and where their legends come from and all the symbology and architecture and mathematics, and it's all just been tainted by what you could basically boil down to is just the ego, you know? Well, we do it this way. Okay, does it work? Well, yeah. Like, do you know what I mean? It's like, I know you can't just say broadly, like, well, if it works, it's okay. I mean, like, then it's fucking, God only knows what kind of criminal or degenerate mind would come up with all sorts of shit that technically works, but like, no, you can see that in today's world, like the fucking COVID vaccine, like, it's safe and effective, and now it's like, if you took it, it counts as suicide. It's like, as far as script flipping goes, like, that's like hilarious. Like, take this experimental drug, it's safe and effective. A few years later, it's like, you knew what you were doing. It's basically suicide. Oh god. We are dependent on a system that is being controlled by like fucking psychopaths. Oh god. Oh, excuse me. Paintingu. Yeah, it's hard to buy the Evolution store now. It's mad, and like the whole what you call it, intelligent design thing is brilliant. Like, do you know what I mean? And then even if you don't look at that, when you just like look, if you're just like any sort of pattern recognition, and you look around, and you're like, it's almost like this place was built to, you know, everything is like codependent, you know. Like the way everything works, the seasons and all. Like, I just see it all as a big clock and shit. Like, it's just like the way you have that swirl on your fingertips and the top of your head, and like, you know, the golden ratio, and like life is. I know the Lion King is like the circle of life, but it's not a circle. It's the spiral of life. You know. There's like an ebb and a flow to it. There's times where it's like really bad, and then there's times where it's really good, and then there's like long periods of time where it's like just either or like in the middle, you know. I've seen that when you look at the sun, and it does that, like, there's that pattern that if you follow the sun through, like, is it the whole year, or is it like seasonal? I don't know. I can't remember what it's called. I think it begins with A, some kind of geometrical term or some shit. But it looks like an 8 with a big top and a small bottom, and the top of it is like elongated. It's kind of like, you know, like an infinity symbol where one side has been stretched out, you know. It's like the sun goes like over and down and all the way over here and back around, and then does this little like whip, and then comes back and repeats the cycle. That to me says that, like, the place we're in almost is like wobbling, you know. Maybe it's like wobbling, careening out of control or some shit, in a sense. Like, because I remember, like, the Box Saga guys speak of the thing where the word balance comes from, is because the ball had a lance going through it, and that's how, like, that's how things are level and balanced. Like the ball with the lance, ball-lance, and all this wordplay, etymological shit. Like, and at some point there was like a cataclysm, whether like intentional or not, like whether it was by the gods or the people at the time, where like the whole realm was just like knocked slightly off kilter, and that's why you get this like huge, extreme, you know, environment seasons and shit. Like, it's weird. Like a lot of the old myths and legends, they do talk a lot about, like, there's loads of like catastrophes, like, you know, floods, mud floods, fire coming from the sky, volcanoes erupting, mad shit. Like, and we haven't even really seen anything like that in our lifetime, you know. Like, sure, you could say like tsunami hits Japan, or like earthquake kills a lot of people in Turkey or something, but we haven't seen anything in our lifetime where it's like 250,000 people are dead, like, because of this, and you're like, whoa. Do you know what I mean? It's felt like for a long time that, like, if you're like Yoda or some shit, like, and keeping an eye on the Force, like, or whatever, it's felt like a long time now where there's just this like increasing rapid pace towards something big, but then it never comes. So I think that like it's either something is coming and it's just taking its sweet ass time, or that's just one of those other psyop things from society, is like, or the fucked up part of society, where it's like they just constantly want you to think that something big is coming. Not even the end of the world or anything, like, it's just like this major event is like on the way, because they just want you in that like excited state, you know, the agitated state of mind, like, you know. So you can't make intelligent decisions. Not even intelligent, wise decisions, appropriate decisions.
There's some spring sun here today. It's gorgeous. Yeah, it's been really nice on and off here. It's weird. Like 1 minute it's like, oh my god, spring is here. Yes, the sun, the blue skies, the fluffy clouds, the birds are singing. Oh my god, it's amazing. And then like 10 minutes later, it's like fucking grey, like wind, piss and rain. And then 10 minutes later again, it's like, oh, like, oh, this island's hilarious, man. There seems to be a growing, like, number of people. I'm not noticing it more and more. There's a growing number of people online who are Irish, who are talking about, like, you know, the stuff that the bear community has been talking about for years now. So it's cool to see that, like, people are kind of, like, in general, just, like, being raised in awareness of, like, the happenings of the realm and the workings of the world on a larger scale and shit, like, and why certain things are really happening and why certain things allegedly really did happen and stuff and all. Like, it's gonna be real interesting to see what that Doge crowd with Elon and Trump, what they do with a lot of the conspiracy theory stuff in terms of like UFOs and stuff. Like I think it's going to be a situation of, like I was saying the other day, where it's like very curated, where it's going to be like, we're going to pitch it to them this way so that we can use it for this. You know, they're never like, I don't think any institution, government, corporation, group, leadership, whatever, will ever turn around and be like, look, as far as we know, this is the whole truth, nothing but the truth, and we swear to God, whatever God you believe in. The ruling faction is pretty much always going to have an incentive to be like, well, we can tell them this, this, and this, but if we tell them this, then we lose control of this, this, and this. That's why it's called the balance of power. Because that's what it is. It's a balancing act of all your lies and sins. Painting goo goo goo. Goo, 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 goo. They say some of that massive natural event happens in line with shifts in consciousness. I don't know. Yeah, like sometimes I'm like, you know, I do think the metaphysical realm and the physical realm are very closely related. Like, they're interacting with each other all the time, and these fuckers just know that and know how to take advantage of it. So, like, I wouldn't be surprised to learn the reality that, like, fucking, say, major cataclysmic events are, like, kind of like what Owen was saying about, like, you know, oh no, not Owen. Who was I watching? It's because I was watching Jake Shields. David Icke, who was saying that, like, you know, they orchestrate this stuff to make it look like prophecy is coming true. But sure, they wrote the prophecy. You know? It's like, this is gonna happen, and then they, like, make it happen. You know? And then people are like, look, they predicted the future. And they're sitting there going, yeah. like you could argue that, like even back throughout time, like, do you know what I mean? Maybe there's a way that would have been considered at the time to be like, oh my god, this magical wizard dude can, like, move mountains and cause fire to, you know, descend from the sky. It's like, that could have just been technology that you're not aware of. Like, you're just an ignorant, like, and not in a insulting way. It's just like, you're just ignorant to how that shit works, like, you know. That's how I look at these things. It's like, we get told that it's like, you know, magic is fantasy and stuff like that and all, like. But I'd say that definitely if we're being like controlled by another species or like demonic entities or something like that, like subjugated, and that's why it's kind of like the whole hive mind thing and sheep and lemmings and shit like that. Like that's how you get people like that. It would make sense that like every so often they have to hit the reset button because too many people in the too many humans become too enlightened to how this place actually works and what is going on. So then they have to just like do a fucking catastrophe, you know, and kill like millions, so that the people left over are essentially either have amnesia or like, you know, get told that if they don't adhere to the new ideology, like they're gonna die along with everybody else, you know. Like there's so much gravy in that anime Attack on Titan. There's so much like that is totally how that would go down. The way like people make decisions, you know, when it's just like 10 people or some shit in a room, but the decisions they're about to make are about to affect millions of lives, and you know, the excuses they use and the stuff they tell themselves so they could justify the slaughter of millions. Like, it's wild.
Painting goo goo.
Like the way in Attack on Titan is like, you know, all the people on the island, they don't know that they're on an island. They don't even know that there's an outside world. And then all the people on the mainland are all told that the people from the island are demons who hate them and want to kill them all. And there's internment camps with the like people from the island, their descendants are living on the mainland, but they're like second-class citizens. It's wild. It's basically, it's very similar to the whole Jewish thing, you know, where they get told it's like, you know, there's people who hate Jews and all this fucking shit, like, and then on the other side of it, it's like, hold on a minute, I thought, you know, like, we don't hate Jews. Didn't Hitler like kill loads of them and all? And then you look at that shit and all, and you're like, Jesus Christ! Like, there's just so much. Like, propaganda is so powerful. Propaganda is such a powerful weapon because what people believe dictates what they'll do, you know. And like nobody thinks about that for the most part, like. That's the thing that I really do find like really messed up about like what's going on, is the fact that a lot of it is because of how naive and ignorant good people are, and that's very sad. It's very sad when you come to the realization that a lot of this stuff happens because good people are just ignorant, you know. Like the whole like why would they lie or whatever, like, you know, the gullible nature of like trusting nice people, you know. And so it's really fucked up that you have a type of person that takes advantage of that, and not just for profit, you know, whatever about profit. Like the worst of these cunts don't care about money, you know. Your average, never mind normie, a lot of truthers are like, all they care about is profit. All they care about is this. They don't care about you. They don't. It's like profit. They don't give a fuck about profit. If they wanted to make big money, they'd actually be doing a lot of base shit, you know. They don't give a fuck about money. What they give a fuck about is control and that sense of like superiority and fucking. That they are above the less than, like, do you know what I mean? Like, there's like, that's why these cunts do it, like, do you know, to be in those rooms with those people, eating the finest foods, drinking the finest drink, rubbing shoulders with people who do some serious shit in the realm, like, you know, people, like, there's plenty of people, like, and that doesn't even necessarily make it evil, I suppose. Like, somebody, if they just, like, have ambition and they see what all the power is and they're like, oh, I want some of that, you know? But, like, it's almost entirely corrupt, like, especially at this stage. So it's not like you can even enter that. Like, you see all these people now still being like, oh, now we have to start, like, getting involved in local politics and change things around and all. It's like, to a degree, maybe. But for the most part, it's like, just, like, you're better off just, like, making friends, like, trying to be a good enough person that, like, people trust you, you know? Be trustworthy, be anti-fragile, be strong and all this shit, like, and you think that stuff would be obvious, but, like, it's like people need to be reminded, like, you know? Like, I didn't need to be reminded that, like, the world was a bad place and all this shit, like, you know what I mean? Like, when I wanted to tap out, when I wanted to self-delete, it wasn't because you know, like, it wasn't necessarily a personal thing, well, I suppose in the sense it was. Oh, I had a thought there that was, like, very relevant to what I was saying, but no, it's gone now. Yeah, I didn't need to be reminded to, like, be strong. What Owen helped me remember from watching his streams, because there was, like, nothing like that out there really, was, like, somebody who reminded me that, like, it's not all evil, like, do you know what I mean? Because that's all I could see at the time. I was just like, the whole thing's just, like, so corrupt and they're in charge and, like, nobody good is, like, willing to do anything and all. Like, it was just very, like, depressing. And I wasn't even nihilistic, because I wasn't like, oh, there's no hope. I couldn't see it, you know? I'd looked around and I was just like, Jesus, everything's brutal. Like, and a lot of the people who were, like, claiming to, or, like, giving the impression of, like, you know, trying to be truthful and honorable and, like, you know, do the right thing and shit like that, like, a lot of them just turned out to be grifters, and that made it even worse, where I was like, so the good guys are even worse or just as bad? It's like, oh, Jesus, it's horrible. And one of the main reasons I love the bear community so much is the sense of humor, you know? You gotta have a really good sense of humor to process, like, half the shit that's going on in the world right now, like. If you see it for what it really is, like, because it can be so fucking depressing, like, you know? Marju! Bears were years ahead with seeing what's coming. Yeah, definitely. Going for a cup of tea here. I'll talk to you later. Have a good one. See you later, John. Domo arigato to the Prunuru sama.
Painting goo goo. Doo 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 doo. Painting goo goo. Doo 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 doo. Painting goo goo. Doo.
Try and give him a really frowny expression. Because he does not like that anaconda. And he's trying to murderize it with his cannons. What cannons, you say? Be patient, there will be cannons on the train. Fucked it up.
Painting goo 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 goo. Goo 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 goo.
He's look really mean and angry. He's really trying to murderize that giant snake. But I've done a bit of work here. I want this all to dry. I don't want to be reaching over there too much today. I'm going to place the chemical barrels that have caused the spill that have caused the snake. So I'm going to need go bright pink. bright pink chemicals. Lots of bubbles and stuff. Because if I go bright green, sure it'll show up, but there's lots of green. Bright pink would probably do it, but I don't want it to clash too much with the snake, especially if I put highlights on the snake. So what color do the chemicals need to be? Like a dark brown sludge. Smerry sludge. Smerry sludge will do. Mustard. Excellent. Goo 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 goo. One barrel there, goo coming out of it. Apologies, chemicals. Chemicals coming out of it. Dripping down here. We'll do him using his tail to grip some of the chemicals. Glorious. Painting goo goo. Painting goo goo. Goo 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 goo. Goo goo goo. Painting goo goo. Painting goo goo goo. Painting goo. Paint. Painting goo goo.
Paintingu. Painting goo 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 goo.
That's a really angry train. It is a really angry train.
Painting goo 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 goo.
Oh, excuse me. I mean, sumimasen. Sumimasen. Oh, Mike, you squeaky fuck. Oh, God. Next time I'm in the hardware store, I swear to God, I'll grease you up like a fucking... Painting goo 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 goo. Lots of rotten-looking chemicals. Glorious. I believe that is my cue to change the tunes. Same vibe, different playlist. Ah, Desmondo has arrived. At last. The Hunter of Demons is here. How are you, brother? Are you where? PEINTEINGU. 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 Get a bit of red in here. Odin's dagger. I am where. I'm assuming Margie is where. Bruno Rosamura was where, and he was here, but he is gone now. To drink some tea. Favorite color, Remin Yellow. Well, that's a rye, It's not my favorite color. One of my favorite colors. Lemon yellow. I should put down way more white before I go in with the yellow there. I don't want my barrels to crash with my bushes. Painting goo goo goo. Oh, excuse me. Right, how do I make you a little, just a little bit darker? Bit of brown.
Painting goo goo. Paintingu. Painting goo goo. Painting goo goo. Painting goo goo.
It is beginning to take shape. Truly, an epic battle has begun in Andorra, somewhere in a tiny village, for no apparent reason. See, this is why chemical spears are a no-no. Next thing you know, Thomas the Tank Engine is fighting a giant kaiju snake in the middle of Spain. Where's this place again? Andorra? In between Spain and France or something like that? Somewhere there. Painting goo 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 goo. Painting goo 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 goo. Do 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 do. Doesn't look toxic enough. I think I might have been right with the bright pink. Hot pink. Glorious color. Painting goo goo goo. Excellent. It's looking good.
beautiful.
Need all here to be dry before I can start doing the cannons, because they're gonna overlap the cannons, or the cannons are gonna overlap them. Okay. Don't forget to squirt to keep the goo flowing. Very important. Ah, dig for you! Welcome. Painting goo goo. Painting goo goo. Goo goo. Painting goo goo. Goo goo. A squirt from the little mister and we're off! To jail for being a fag! There, so painting cuckoo doo 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 doo. Not too grey, bit more white, just a smidge. My objective was to make him look very angry. I have succeeded. Ah! That's a very angry train. Exceedingly angry tank engine. Thomas the exceedingly angry tank engine. Thomas the I ain't taking no shit from no snake in this village tank engine. Do you imagine if they made Thomas the tank engine black? You're 15 minutes late. Nigga, what you say to me? I show up at the station when I want to show up at the station. You hear me, nigga? It'd be so funny to just put an afro on the top of Thomas the Tank Engine and have it, like, giving you lip. Show me a watch, nigga! Like, because the eyes and all, like, the thing giving, like, the conductor's on the fucking, on the platform and, like, he's just, like, giving him side-eye, like. Oh, fuck, that'd be so funny, like. Who you calling late, nigga? Be fucking brilliant. the concept of black trains would be so funny. It's like they're never on time. Oh, fuck. Like, instead of a timetable in a black train station, you'd have, like, you know, don't ax. Instead of don't ask. What time's the train coming? Don't ax me, nigga. Train show up when the train show up, nigga. Yo, bougie ass. Asking what time it's supposed to be here. Do you know clocks were invented by white people? You fucking racist, nigga? Telling me to be on time. You fucking goddamn colonizer. You know who came up with time? White people. White people invented time, nigga. Wasn't it like the ancient Chinese or some shit like that? I love, like, the overtly racist black. Do you know what I mean? Like, white people were invented on an island, nigga. I mean, like, some of the points are true. It's like, I've gotten sunburned in Ireland, and I was born here. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, sure, if you're a pasty ass white boy like me, and you end up in Africa, it's like, what the fuck are you doing here? You were clearly made in a lab. You don't belong here. But, like, because I live in Ireland, it's, I suppose, like, I shouldn't be getting burned. But, like, I'm not just Irish, I'm Ginge, so it's even worse. I'd be fine in, like, Greenland, probably, or something, like, you know. I don't mind the cold. I get sick of it, though. I do get sick of it. Painting goo goo. Do 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 do. Oh shit. Okay. Painting goo goo. Now, remember I said I'm gonna have to. Yeah, there we go. I'm gonna have to give this nigga like some gnarly teeth. And I just did. This brush is beautiful. This brush's ability to do fine line work is fucking beautiful. Number 6 Round by Winsor Newton. I've had this brush ages. I've had this brush ages, and every time I use it I'm just like, ooh, that's a nice brush. Now I'm thinking I give him green eyes and a green tongue. Because it'd stand out there. Yeah, probably. Painting cuckoo. Painting cuckoo. Painting cuckoo. Okie dokie. We've made some excellent progress today, methinks. Thomas the Tyrannical Tank Engine. It's like villages in the highlands of, like, you know, Germany or whatever, like the rolling hills of rural Germany. There's this fucking... Achtung! Thomas! Like, it's just... How would that even work? It, like, because of the way a train works, like, there has to be a railway for the train to go on, like, so there's no way you could have, like, an aggressive tyrannical tank unless it's like, you know, you'd like build a place and then put a railway around the whole village, you know, then you can tyrannize it, but you have to like build it that way first. Like, you can't show up to a place in a train that the train can't go. Like, you can't have a Mongol train. Like, oh, I hope somebody makes that now. I hope somebody takes like tanks and trains and just fuses them together and makes a train that doesn't need a rail. Like, it like forges its own path through the terrain. Like, basically just be like a really, really long... A snake train. It'd be a snake train. Like this. Instead of a snake and a train, it'd be a snake train. And it'd be mad dangerous. Imagine just like have a multi-car armored, layered, like long fucking tank that can just like roll up onto a hill and down a hill, and like as each section of it goes over the hill, it like gets to the right elevation, it just goes boom and like, fires around, like, and it'd be horrible. It's like just as you reach the apex of the hill of the rise and the village is in the distance, you just like every fucking section of the... Obviously you could just have like tanks and a convoy and do it and all, like, but there'd be something about seeing one long vehicle with loads of guns on it and like segmented armor plating and shit and all, like a giant mechanical snake with guns like carving a path through the fucking countryside. Like, it'd be fucking epic. Why didn't the Germans do that? Huh? No, they just built one big cannon. Talk about compensating for small penises. Like, Hitler's just like, I wanted to be fucking huge. Like, just tweaking out on meth, like, bigger, it needs to be bigger. Like, sure, we have completed, like, how many iterations of Gustav did they go through before Hitler was like, yeah, sehr gut, das ist big enough. Like, it was probably the scientists turning around to them and be like, mein Führer, this is as big as we can make it. Like, seriously? We can't make a bigger one. Nonsense! Why do you think I've been reading up on the occult? There's always a way. Make it bigger. I don't care if you have to pull off some interdimensional bullshit with the metal. Bigger cannons. And Nazis are hilarious. It's like, of course we're reading into the occult. You ignorant fucking Americans don't know a damn thing about real magic. Look at that giant cannon. It's like, Americans are like, yeah, don't get me wrong, I mean, it's a feat of engineering, and we're always in for the whole, like, you know, bigger is better thing, but that's just obscene. Like, it's like literally no need for that. Like imagine the calculations you'd have to make on that shit. Like, that cannon would have to be so tightly wound and welded and like so thick, giggity. Like, imagine firing that thing. Like, like, could you be near it when you fire it? Could any human being be near Gustav when they fired it? Wouldn't your, like, an explosion that large and being close to a cannon, like an object releasing that much sound and pressure and shit in an instant, would it, like, rupture your fucking eardrums just being beside that thing when it went off, even if you were wearing headgear? Like I wouldn't be surprised if the first time they fired Gustav, all the dudes beside it just dropped dead. Like, it, like, ruptured their blood vessels and lungs and shit. Like, eins, zwei, drei, kaboom! And then they're like, Hans? Gruber? Are you guys okay? Like, it's like, such a stupidly large weapon. What colour is the snake? It's different colours. TV one colour, iPad different colour, and phone different colour. That's good to know. I painted it aubergine, which is basically a midway between purple and red. It's like it's a deep, dark, it's like off crimson towards purple. It's a nice colour. It's red, but not quite, you know? Like, you could say it's a shade of red, but it's not. It's got pink in it. You can see there's, like, purple in it. And shit. Brack Thomas is always right. Except when it's time to refuel. His favourite car roads are Kool-Aid, watermelons, and chickens. I need to paint like Thomas the Tank Engine with an afro and a mustache and a grill. And it's carrying like fried chicken, Kool-Aid, and fucking watermelons. Oh, that'd be hilarious. Just like a real, like, make it look kind of like it's stoned. And it's just that'd be fucking hilarious. Hopefully there's a remedy to which that ails you. What's going on? Is Margie okay today? Oh no, your back's worse than it was. Oh no. You haven't been doing your yoga, Margie-sama. Must be rimber in your old age. If your doctor is a real fucking doctor, he will just, like, you know, tell you to go to a physio and shit, like, you know. They need to stretch you out and limber you up and fucking. That's what, like, most old people, like, they like seize up, you know, and that's where like blood flow doesn't go to certain areas. I know your back is mainly bad because of the horse accident shit, and like everything's gone downhill since then, from what I can tell anyway. You know, but that's how you heal from something like that. Like, it's like you need a bit. Movement is medicine, you know. Even if it's like, obviously you need to be careful, because even if it's painful, it can be good for you. But if you run the risk of, like, you know, making yourself worse if you don't know what you're doing. So obviously, like, you need to, like, be careful. But yeah, don't give up, Margie. You got plenty of strong years left in you. Who needs a spine anyway? His last name is Dank Engine instead of Tank Engine. I find it hilarious that they planned on making a Titanic-sized tank and named it Rata, which is rat, and a smaller one yet of absurd proportion named Mouse. A Titanic-sized tank. So like they made like bigger than the fucking tigers and all. They were planning on making like a massive tank and calling them Rat and Mouse. That's hilarious. It's purple on my TV and it's red with a purple tint to it on my others. Yeah, it's probably just the way the hue is being read by the laptop, and then whatever way you're receiving it on your end. Like, I always think that shit's hilarious, that like, because it is just pixels on a screen, it's like, it's not showing you what really the camera's looking at. It's like, it's just like your eyes, you know, it's interpreting data, you know. That's why I get so annoyed sometimes with like if the lighting isn't right for the camera, the frame rate starts like slowing down and all, because the camera's like working too hard to be like, what does that actually look like? Just the lighting is like fucking me up. It's fascinating. Like, cameras don't work the same way an eye does, but they kind of do, and the images they can create now are like insanely sharp and accurate. The whole idea of images is fascinating, you know, because most of it is lying to the eye, especially when you're talking like movies and TV shows and paintings and art and all that shit. It's like a lot of it is you're lying to the eye to tell the eye what you want to tell it. You know, you're like telling the eyes a story. This is behind that, and that is small, like, you know, that's way back there, and this is like in the foreground and all, like, but literally it's just different sizes. I always thought that was so funny. It's like, if you just put a big barrel here and a smaller barrel there and a smaller barrel there and a smaller barrel there, like, your eye will be like, that one's in the distance. It's like, no it's not. That's a painting, you dumb fuck. Like, but as far as your eye is concerned, it's like, that looks like a window. Like, you know, like, and if it's that easy to trick your eyes, imagine how easy to trick your mind. You know, you don't have the same control over your mind that you have over like your limbs and your, like, you know, you can at least look where you want to look. You know. Anyway, rambling. I moved too much. Yeah, you moved too much. So, like, did they put you... Oh, yeah, they put you in that turtle thing, didn't they? So, like, you were actually too active and you didn't heal right? I don't know, that sounds like a doctor's cop-out to me, but... Like, you're moving too much. You need to just, like, B. Stop moving. Like, sure, if like both your legs are broken or something, like maybe. But even then, you should be like wheeling yourself around, like. He only smokes menthols. Methanol. He only smokes methanols, not menthols. I only smoke methanol. Methanol. Looking like alcohol and meth mixed together. Methanol. Oh god, why do I get the feeling that's gonna be a thing now? Like, new drug sweeping the nation. Methanol. Oh fuck. The chemicals appear to be moving to like wiggling and sparkling. It looks great. Oh, it's probably because it was still drying, you know? Some of it's like wet and shit, like. But I'm glad it looks good. The chemicals appear to... Oh. Was there not another message that I was just about to read, or did it disappear? Am I going mad? I gotta leave there. I need to eat. Oh, I'm very tired. And I still have a lot of work to do on that symmetrical. Lots of work. I'm gonna get that symmetrical done out of the way over the coming days. And then I think the next thing I'm gonna do is like try and get the moose head sticker done. And then the chicken t-shirt. Because I don't need to do the turtles right now. Like, the turtles are a thing that I'll work on over the years. Just like the pigs and the robots and stuff and all that, you know. Marvin the Moose I'll definitely try and get done in the next while. I think that'll look really cool if I'll probably have to redo it. But I'm gonna do it like, you know the way it says like a deer crossing or whatever, and it's typically like a yellow sign with black image, you know, so it really catches the eye. I'm just gonna do a symmetrical moose head that's that yellow and that black, and it looks real mean, you know, just looks real aggressive and mean. And then I was thinking I might put under it move, you know, because it's moose. Like, just like move. Like, just imagine like driving along and then like you're not paying attention for a second, like, and then you're like, oh shit, and there's a moose in the middle of the road, and the thing's just like, I'm not moving, you're moving. Like, moose and make it move. I think it'll look like, aesthetically it'll look cool, you know. Oh god, my stomach is rumbling something fierce. Right, well, my beloved Japerniter, I hope you have enjoyed today's Paintingu. We have made excellent progress. There are now toxic chemicals in Andorra. Ooh. Ooh. Which explains the giant snake. You know? Oh. Oh, excuse me. I'm still digesting pizza from 2 days ago, I think. Oh, God. Right. I'm very satisfied with old Angry Thomas here. Looks really pissed. Looks very determined to kill that giant snake. The moose for the moose. That's a good one. Yes. Right. If you have any honor, remember to pay for Paintingu. The links are in the description. And until tomorrow, where I shall see you again, be good, be true, and be beautiful. Look at my fluffy top knot. Look at it. Look at it bounce around as I bid you goodbye. Right. Sayonara. Gepu Storm. Yeah, like, I'm starving. I'm like digesting a lot of like previous food, but I'm still starving. Oh, stomach's in bits. Anyway, we shall return to Andorra tomorrow and do more Paintingu. Until then, sayonara.